So this is part 2 of the Discipleship Group workshop. This part is going to focus on the topic of transformation. This is a shorter part, and it's meant to add on to part 1 to just continue the definition of what discipleship is. And so a core aspect of discipleship is transformation. As I mentioned in part 1, discipleship is a process. It's ongoing. We are never done becoming a disciple, but rather it's a constant transformation in our lives. Where we get that from is when we look at Romans 12 verse 2, it says, "Do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewal of your mind, that by testing you may discern what is the will of God, what is good and acceptable and perfect." And why this concept of transformation is important is because as human beings, we are inherently very sinful and very imperfect. And that's just how we were born and how we came into this world. But we are called to pull away from conformity to the world. So Romans 12 says, "Do not be conformed to the world. Do not be sinful. Do not live in your sinful nature, your imperfect nature." We are called to be radically transformed into the image of Christ. He who has been able to live a life that has shown what it means to love God and love people as a human being. And so I gave you the conceptual definition of discipleship in part 1. For this part, the definition of discipleship in practice, so in practicality, is the process of transforming into the image of Christ, Him who is able to love God and love people through the power of the Holy Spirit. In Romans 12:2 talks about the renewal of your mind, and that's a really important part of discipleship, because discipleship isn't just about changing the way we look or changing what we do or how we talk or what we say or what we smell like. It's a fundamental transformation that comes or starts from within our minds. It starts from within us. And discipleship is a process of living that out in our lives practically. It's a change that starts from the inside and flows outwards. So that's the end of part 2. Some food for thought I'm going to leave you with. Do your actions, your thoughts, and your priorities in life reflect that of someone who is transforming into the image of Christ? Be sure to watch part 3, where we're going to talk about why we do discipleship in groups.